Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play 999. 9 hours, 9 doors, 9 persons. And in this part, we'll be choosing the final door we will go through till the end, or at least that's what I think it is. Yeah, because we've so far been through 9 doors. Or 8 doors. These are the last 8, the last one's the 9th one. Common trigonometry. Alright. So, after much debate and lots to masturbate, I'm kidding. We are going through door 1. My choice is door 1. Santa was unconvinced, or was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. You're cheating. Cheating. I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. How can I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper in the pocket he'd been hiding in his pocket. Although he'd never know it, Santa had been justified in suspicion. Junpei had switched the papers. He prepared 3 pieces of paper for doors 1, 2, 3, and 6. He put the paper with door 6 onto the pod. He put a small mark so he could see, so he'd know which one was his. He put the paper that said door 1 in his left hand, and the paper that said door 2 in his right. When the drawing began, he saw to it that he drew last. The rest was easy. If you wanted to go in door 1, he'd use his left hand. If you wanted to go in his right hand, if you wanted door 2. Of course, if you wanted to go to door 6, it'd be simple. All you needed to do was switch nothing and simply add 6 to what he wanted all along. Well, what does it say? He fought the urge to smirk. You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Very well, we've decided to go through door 1. It will be Clover, Junpei, and myself, which equals 1. Only problem is 2 remaining teams, and I want door 6. Alice and I want door 2. That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Fine. 7, we'll go through door 6. Sure thing. I don't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we get a young girl with us, it'll lower the average age. Right, June? Well, June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not. That pig. You just wait and see. Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine. Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself. Circumstances decided Junpei and June would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much. After all, he knew he'd see her again. Till we find the door that says 9-0 ain't gonna let us split up. We might separate for a while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open the 9th door. That's how the nonary game works. Junpei, Ace, Clover, and Clover headed towards a deck. They took the earth key and opened the door to the left. It opened and they walked through. But just as Santa and Lotus said, at the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 on it. And a numbered door. To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red. Junpei went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Ace, Junpei was next, Finally, Leslie Clover lifted her arm. She leaned towards the scanner panel. The third asters appear and clicked to life and shined brightly. Ace took hold of the lever, he took a deep breath, and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Shall I pull it? Yeah, anytime. Clover said nothing. She nodded a little more than the lethargic twitch of the head. Very well, let's go. 3, 2, 1. The door opened. They stumbled into the room. Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eye stopped on the device that would determine whether they'd live or die. There it is! Over there! Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. Oh, it was literally on the opposite side? They ran to it. They put their hands over her like they were fighting for it. It stopped. Yes, it did. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. It was the third time they'd been through the process, but they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he got a chance to let imminent death become his commonplace. Junpei looked around, this time more slowly. There was another door, different from the ones they had entered. He took a hold of the knob and easily gently pulled it open. So this is the wheelhouse. He closed the door and then turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn meaningful stare and then spoke. Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door. Very well. Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something! Okay, I will. Alright then. Let's get started. Seek away. Kitty cat. Alright, let's get started. First thing that comes to mind. Alright. A chart with pins on it. Oh, okay. Back up. Chair. A chair. A chair. Clover isn't talking much. Well, I guess that's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Really more surprised that she's still together enough to talk at all. Oop. Katie, you try pawing at my paw. I will paw you back. Ow. Meow? Lick, lick, lick. A light. It looks kind of like a wilted flower. My cat bit me. Let's see. What's that? A wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey, Clover. You even write letters? Nothing. Shelves lined with books. Let's see. What's this blue one? Something written on it. Ship's log. Huh. Ship's log, huh? New material has been added to the file screen. Let's do it. Ship's log. Let's see. A ship's log found in the chart room. Yeah. Well, soon we leave soon for a new journey across the seas. After leaving port, we headed south and west. We turned southwest to steer the process, and then proceeded northwest. We made port and then changed our new heading to east, and then for a time and we are now heading due to north. Soon we'll dock the United Kingdom in the homeland vessel. Weird. desk. That chair. Clover isn't very talkative. She looks kind of out of it. Is she thinking about Snake? No, don't tell me you want out right now. It's late. Well, I guess she doesn't really feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything, is she? Her mind must be somewhere else. Okay. Let's see here. There's a map with some pins. Rolled map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. There's a number of red pins in several locations. What do the red pins mean? Well, the nautical chart I picked up has a map like this one. Maybe if we match up the pins or something. Let's see. Oh, what do you know? It looks like there's matched to pins. So we got 7 locations connected by a straight line. Each has a word next to it. Probably the speed. Alright. Let's check our files. We got a nautical table. Search. Nautical table. Ready, the words full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Anything else? The dead bolts to the wall here. We didn't check the desk. Watch. That's a pocket watch. She sure hasn't been saying much. And she just keeps looking at the floor. She seems kind of sad. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Oh, I just thought I'd come to check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? Well, it's not a problem, but it was a lie. All Junpei wanted was to get rid of Ace. He sent Ace to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. There was something he meant to ask Clover, and he meant to ask her in private. There was something he wanted to ask Clover, and he didn't want anyone else to hear him ask it. He also knew Clover would likely remain silent if there was anyone else around when he asked. That was why he was so desperate to send Ace back to the wheelhouse. Ace opened his mouth and then took another look at Junpei and then shut it again. A small smirk on his face. Oh, I see, of course. He looked Junpei over and glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Ace gave a knowing pat on Junpei's shoulder and left. Whew. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She heard what Ace said. She heard what Ace had to say. She regarded Junpei with caution. What was that about? She was clearly in suspicion, and with good reason. Junpei's eyes widened as he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no, it's nothing like that. What's it like then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember the one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment happened here 9 years ago. Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor. It was several moments long, and when she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I just keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're going to pay for it, I promise. So... Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung from her lips, where she was biting them. She wiped it off and then looked at Junpei with her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei, Who do you think did it? Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if someone was right, then there would have been 2 of them. 3 people are at least needed to open the door, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 of the other people. You're right. So what does that mean? Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should have figured it out by now. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, it's really who and who, or who and who. You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just accuse 2 other people for now? Okay, I got it. Then let's do that then. Then who could it be? Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet number 2, which 2 bracelets added to would give a digital root of 3. Oh my god. I don't want to do this. Well, the number would have to add 10. So Ace and Santa, no. Ace and June, no. Ace and 7, no. Ace and Lotus, no. Santa and June, that's 2. Santa and 7, that's 10. Santa and Lotus, that's 14. June and 7, that's 14 again. June and Lotus, that... June and Lotus makes... That's 16, so that would be 8. 7 and Lotus would be... Wow, that's really... Well, the only one that makes sense is Santa and 7, because I know June wouldn't do something like that. It would be... Would it be Santa and 7? Yep. 3. Could it be? Are Santa and 7 the killers? What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. When did my game just get semi-louder? That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he expected. Santa and 7. Those were 2 people that were the only combination that worked. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that 2 people would have been able to open the door with your brother. There might be other possibilities. Well, what other possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying you think with 3 or 4 people? I don't really think that's likely. Why? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Clover put her hand out expectantly. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and then handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple additional problems. Eventually, she had H would prove that proved a digital root of 3. Now kids, this is simple math. Yada 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 yada, you can all read that, I'm pretty damn sure he's showing it on 2 screens. What's this? These are combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I see. Junpei. Hold on. Ugh. I really needed that for no reason. Yeah? can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. Why don't you get rid of B, D, G, H, right? Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too. The ones before. So does it leave us A and E? Wait, it can't be A. Why not? Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. Are you sure? I bet my life on it. Okay then, cross that off. A and red. Yep. Well, what have we got left? E. Everyone else. You know what this means? Everyone besides you, me, and June are working together. You think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they would be very cautious. I don't think they'd try hard to hide what they're doing if they were outnumbered. They outnumbered us, right? Well, you have a point there. Or you have a point. Besides, Ace and Seven were working together. They could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room, but they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't the voices come if I only know you in her eyes that it was force calm. The tears forming in the corners of her eyes. She was blinking furiously and kept them back. Perhaps attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother. She had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. Okay, yeah. That does make sense. It would seem unlikely as many 3 or 4 people. Yeah. That means there's a good chance it was 7 and Santa. That's how it works. Well, why would they do it? There was a moment of silence. I think I know. What is it? He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something? What do you want? There's something I want to speak to you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? He turned on his heels and walked back towards the wheelhouse. Junpei looked over at Clover and gave her a short nod. Willing to talk, she would willingly talk to him later and followed Ace. What do you want to talk about? Ace looked at Junpei, smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There's something I wanted to check. Yeah, what's that? If you'll excuse me. With no warning, he slipped his hand into Junpei's vest pocket. Hey! What the hell are you doing? He reached for Ace's arm. But it was already too late. The older man's hands were the pieces in the older man's hand were the pieces of paper that Junpei had balled up, hidden in his pocket. Just as I thought. You switched them, didn't you? When we voted? Ah, well, can't say that I care. I meant to get through the number door I wanted despite your mischief. Why did you... Oh, simple curiosity. I hoped you wouldn't think ill of me for it. I smiled, giving Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned his heels and left. It was a small defeat, but it was the defeat Junpei had lost. The upper hand and he knew he could feel his stomach begin to tense. I still think the part with 7 was so much funnier, where Junpei's still like, you're a dick. There's another room on the other side of the window. Let's see. Ooh! What's this? Oh, yeah, it's trans. It looks like some sort of block. It's got a weird shape indentation on it. Huh. The shape. Maybe... It looks like a pocket watch would fit here. Nothing. I imagine the pocket watch is not intended to go there. However, we may need to do something first. Let's see if this will open. No dice. Must be locked. Alright. Vents. What's this, some kind of display? It looks like a little electronic screen board. I imagine it was added recently. Anything you can do with it? An arrival on board. Arrival board, just like an airport. There's nothing in it right now. The helm. The steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. A compass. It appears to be broken, however. You can see the glass cover has been smashed to pieces. Okay, now we're in the other room. The room is just like one another. The metal plates bolted over the windows. Heck, not just bolted, it looks like they've been welded in. No way in hell we're getting through those anytime soon. A compass. And what destiny does it point us to? Well, I really hope you don't sound like that. Or you don't think that sounded cool. Engine ordering telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like a gear shift in a car. Well, it's a little different. The device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation to the operator, set the speed, the engine, the handle at the top, so it could be, hold on, huh? There's no handle. You're right, there isn't. It looks like it's been deliberately removed. An engine order telegraph. The handle's been taken off. If we find a replacement handle, we could probably get it to move. It's a human hammer. They are often used to subdue large men like Seven. What? That was a joke, of course. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Ace, you really kind of suck at making jokes. That was rather cruel. Wow, Junpei, don't be such a dick! Let's try the steering wheel. Hey! The steering wheel! Let's see if it... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves. So it would seem. I noticed something else. What's that? Oh, when you move the wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship. It's moving. Ha! I tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected somehow. Do you think it's important? Well, let's try turning it again. This is really weird. So... I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's stop it right there. That must be what I'm supposed to do. So, that's what I'm supposed to do. Sigh, this isn't good. There are many doors, but nothing inside them. Alright. Oops. Let's check around in here somewhere. Anyone else who can check the other drawers? Left drawers. Let's have a look. Nothing. The right drawers. Let's have a look. Nothing. The center drawer. Nothing here anymore. A chair? There's nothing special about it. There's no plate on the door. The letters are too scratched. I can't tell what it says. chair. It seems solemn somehow and melancholy. Anything else good? No, just the... Oh, there's more drawers. Can I check those drawers? No. I guess it's probably for reading or something. Maps. Yeah, they spread out the maps here and then decide route. Alright, well, this has been getting to 30 minutes. I'll see you all next time. Let's play 999. Bye.